Come in. Captain, this is unexpected.
I've been in your quarters before.
Indeed, but so rarely that I can remember each instance. Vulcan spiced tea, hot. And it was always at a time when you were particularly troubled.
Right as usual. Oh, thank you. Commander Chakotay has proposed that we make an alliance with one of the Kazon factions. We wouldn't give them weapons or technology, but we would pledge to support and defend them if they're attacked.
I am sure that made you uncomfortable.
How can I consider it? I can't just walk away from the precepts Starfleet has laid out for us. You don't deal with outlaws. You don't involve yourself in the political machinations of other cultures. It goes against everything I believe, everything I've trained for, everything experience has taught me.
Quite right.
Do I hear a however coming?
You are perceptive, Captain. I believe Commander Chakotay's suggestion does have merit.
Help me understand that.
When I was a young man, a great visionary named Spock recommended an alliance between the Federation and the Klingon Empire. This produced a major dispute. The Klingons, after all, were outlaws, employing violence and brutality in order to build their empire. I myself spoke out against such a coalition. But the alliance was forged, and it brought a stability to the quadrant that had not been there for 200 years. Spock's suggestion, so controversial at first, proved to be the cornerstone of peace.
There are some differences here. By allying ourselves to one faction, we'd be giving that faction more power than the others. That would clearly affect the internal politics of all the Kazon.
I understand your concern, but remember, it would only be a temporary arrangement since we are on our way out of this quadrant. In the meantime, it might bring stability to the region and security for us.
Once we're gone, they'll probably go back to their infighting.
Perhaps. But even temporary stability can bring an appreciation for peace. This flower is a rare hybrid. As far as I know, it exists nowhere else in the galaxy. I created it by grafting a cutting from a South American orchid onto a Vulcan favonate plant. I doubted the graft would take, and indeed, the plant was sickly at first. However, after a few weeks, both plants adapted to their new condition, and in fact, became stronger than either had been alone.
Consequently, after much consideration, I've decided to seek an alliance with one of the Kazon factions.
Captain, you can't be serious. This goes against
Ensign, I'll be glad to discuss my reasoning with you at a more appropriate time. However, this meeting is not to debate the decision, but to decide how to pursue it.
Captain, if I may,
Yes, Mr. Neelix.
we're not far from a planet known as Sobrus, where there's a Kazon settlement inhabited by a faction known as the Pomar. I have an acquaintance there, someone who owes me some favors. Some rather large favors, actually. Perhaps I could meet with him and sound him out.
Is he authorized to speak for his Maj?
Not exactly, but he does have the Maj's ear. This would be strictly informal, but it might give us a reading on the possibility without the risk of actual confrontation.
Good idea. Proceed, Mr. Neelix.
Why don't we just contact Seska and form an alliance with her?
Actually, that's a good idea.
You've got to be kidding.
Not at all. Seska has been trying to forge an alliance among the Kazon. She would jump at the chance to get our support.
She's right. If we went through Seska, at least we could ally ourselves with the Nistrum.
I think it's a bad idea.
You can't have it both ways, Commander. If you want to get in the mud with the Kazon, you can't start complaining that you might get dirty.
Fine. I'll talk with Seska.
No. You've been through too much with her. Mr. Neelix, prepare to take your shuttle to Sobrus. In the meantime, I'll make contact with Seska. Dismissed.